Namaste. In this video I would like to mention a few things which people don't know about Ram Bahadur Bomjon, Dharma Sangha. Because in the great public he is always speaking about, just a moment, this was a peacock flying. In great public he was always speaking about big moral rules like non-violence and not lying, sexual purity, all these big moral rules which we know from other religions already. He had simply imitated these religions and was repeating the same moral rules, which would be okay in the case that he himself would keep them or his own Sangha would keep them. But as you probably already know, there is very big difference, very big gap between what he is speaking in these crowded meetings where he is speaking about the moral rules and being compassionate and kind to each other. It's really heartbreaking. I was also moved by those speeches actually, which were recorded on the YouTube videos. And when I was in Europe, I even I started to weep, cry, because it was so heartbreaking. And he was a young boy, a child nearly, so it was really something which which moves the heart. But I would like to speak here about the big gap between the speeches and the so-called teachings which had never been implemented in his real daily life from on 2007 until today. Not only this, he was the first one to break his moral rules, and in a very extreme manner. So there is a huge gap between the two. And for example, he is also saying things in his moral rules, calling Astashila or Egarashila or different versions, that people should not gossip others and not do gossips which is harming the other person. It means certain gossips, especially in Nepal, can create a hell for the person who is gossiped. In a civilized Western country, it's just unpleasant, and maybe the person has to move house or something if gossips are attacking him or her. But in Nepal, it can be a life danger based on gossips. I will tell you in a moment why. Ram Bahadur Bomjon, in his principles, moral principles, which he was repeating many times in his speeches, which are in YouTube videos and which had been written down and translated in many languages, he emphasized that people should not make up negative gossips which can harm the other person, which can destroy the other person. But actually he himself is the same, was the same, and still is the same who is doing this. In my case, he was gossiping me that I was a witch, that I am a witch, which in civilized Europe you just smile and laugh at such accusations. But the Amnesty International and many different female rights NGOs had reported already in Nepal. I will also add the links of these articles that it's a very serious problem that many women in Nepal are accused of witchery, which is in 99% absolutely unbased, and it is just a justification for harming the other person. And so when I came here as a foreigner, I would never imagine that this can happen to me also, because how to explain this? There are two parts of listeners of this video. The ones who are looking for any little mistake or any word I will tell, and which will prove them that I am a witch. Because when Ivy Jugua wrote in her Facebook page, which I copied, that Marīci, the laptop which the Sangha had stolen from me. So already the Sangha did a sin of stealing, but Ivy Jugua didn't realize that. She thinks that they have the right to steal my property. So she claimed on her Facebook page that Marīci, that in the laptop of Marīci there had been proofs that she was a witch. I don't know how can someone prove from a laptop, because witchery is something which I personally connect with the Middle Ages and not modern laptops. And my laptop was 99% filled up with articles, photos and videos of Dharma Sangha, whom I considered my kind of guru, my idol. And I used this laptop, I took it from Europe to Nepal to serve him, to translate his Maha together with Andrea Good. This is the reason I had been invited by her and Kempo Sunam Gyurme and the Sangha to help out. So this kind of people, if they watch this video, they will surely find some kind of proof that the way I am speaking, the way I am moving, or the angle of my eyes or something is a proof that I am a witch. But I hope there is another part of the listeners of these videos which this kind of people are looking for the truth. And I don't say secular, but I would like to say people who still have their heart in their place and their intelligence in their place. And such people are still living in Europe and still living in America and Australia, and I would say that even in Nepal, but they usually never came to Dharma Sangha, Ram Bomjon, or immediately they left when they saw that this is a very dodgy area. So these videos are made for these people who are sober and who have a common sense. Because the Sangha, if they will watch these videos, they always will have prejudice, because Dharma Sangha told them, Ram Bomjon, that Marīci is evil, Marīci is witch, and you have to find anything bad against her. I don't know the reason yet. I am still investigating what came into his mind in 2011, but this is a fact. He is inciting his followers, the official and Sangha and devotees and committees against me from on 2011, something like January, February. And one of these tactics is to call me witch. I will speak about the other tactics later, but please think about. Anyway, there were other people accused of being a witch, like the Spanish woman, about whom everyone is saying in Bara district around Ram Bomjon that she had been kind of kidnapped by him as well, which they totally agree with. They don't even question this motive. and that she had been tortured in few weeks captivity in the jungle by Ram Bomjon, and she had been released in a state when her skin had been coming down or melting, and she couldn't even touch the bed, she couldn't sleep. This story had been described to me by just Bahadur Vaiba himself, who was speaking about this like story from the film, which was very funny for him, because he was totally convinced that the Spanish woman, a tourist whose name I unfortunately never heard, that this woman was a witch. And where is, for God's sake, where is this Buddhist compassion with all beings in these people? Because they don't mind to create suffering to a woman who is just accused of being witch. And even if she was a witch, did Buddha not love everyone the same way? Buddha had compassion to everyone the same way. We never read about Gautam Buddha torturing any woman with accusations of being witches. But these people, Tamang people around Ram Bomjon, but it's not about just Tamang, but I mean the Buddhist castes around Ram Bomjon, they all claim that I am Buddhist, I am a Buddhist. But the Buddhists should first of all read the Dhammapada and read how much compassion Gautam Buddha had to everyone, and even so-called evil people. I am sure that persons like Devadatta or any other persons who were trying to make obstacles to Buddha, he had already many siddhis and powers to just destroy these peoples, but he didn't do anything. He let them free. He let them to do their own karma. He was not scared. Like Ram Bomjon is extremely scared, paranoid about so-called attackers and enemies, and he is constantly surrounded by bodyguards. What is this? Buddha never had bodyguards. Buddha had one bodyguard, Nirvana. That was the main protection for Buddha. But Ram Bomjon is behaving like he would be the most important person for all Bara district to attack. And even foreigners pay the plane ticket and come to bow to him and pay the visa just to make witchery. It's very, very unusual, very, very strange, very improbable. Unfortunately, we don't know the name of this Spanish woman, and we don't know even if she is alive, because due to the contacts of Ram Bomjon with the Nepali politicians and media and police and the dadas, so-called dadas of the area, all these cases had been silenced and smoothed. So the case of Spanish woman had been in the Nepali TV, but today we cannot find it anymore. One person connected to Ratanpuri told me that this film had been actually shown in the Nepali TV, and the video could be found in YouTube for a long time. So she was the first witch for Dharma Sangha, and I didn't hear about her case before I came. I heard about her case after I contacted Andrea Good, and I was already in Nepal, and she pointed out this story in her book, Reflections on Palden Dorje, which had been now rewritten, Reflections on Sambodhi Dharma Sangha, and it is on lulu.com. So in her book she is also mentioning this woman in a few sentences only, without any sign of reminding us of Buddhist compassion or care about other people, nothing like this. So already in her case it's really shocking that Ram Bomjon was already then supposed to be enlightened, and he never told to his Sangha something like, imagine he tied her there, maybe for testing her or testing his Sangha, but there is no catharsis, no solution, because he never told, I did it because I wanted to show you that you cannot apply my teachings in the real life. This would be the ideal solution of his very strange criminal endeavors. We devotees whom he accused of being witches and who suffered a lot physically and socially because of that, we didn't have any benefit from that, and any solution, any catharsis. And I am not sure that his Sangha, his devotees, had any benefit from harming us and hating us. Because these stupid, many stupid people he's picking up into his Sangha, they are kind of waiting for a black lamb to throw all the negativities on. Because for example, now there was on the Facebook a writing on the Maha Sambodhi Dharma Sangha Facebook, which I also copied and archived, and many other witnesses had seen this writing, this post, from a person who calls himself Little Truth Love. And she was asking, or he, I don't know, was asking someone to post a note that Joan Stanley Barker, who is supposed to be in Halkhoriya right now, I don't know, is suffering from some witch evil kind of illness. And that the devotees should pray for her. And so everyone was shocked, what is this, which kind of which evil illness? Because witchcraft is not part of Buddhism, and Dharma Sangha is still kind of connected to Buddhist teaching. At least he has many lamas or previous lamas around himself. So he is coming from a Buddhist background. So how is it that a guru who is speaking about non-violence, tolerance, non-discrimination, that such guru in his own jungle is teaching his own Sangha that any illness which arrives to the devotee can originate in witchery, in witchcraft. This is like in the dark Middle Ages. Joan Stanley Barker is a university professor of Chinese language in Singapore or somewhere there, I am not sure. Such a professor has no scientific approach and accuses her own staphylococcus infection on witches. It's very, very surprising. And Ivy Jugo, Jampaladen from Holland, had accused me and Mata, the Nepali Mata. Both of us had been tortured in 2012 by Dharma Sangha. She had accused us on her Facebook page, they are two evil witches and they deserve to be tortured again. But she never saw anything witchcraft-like done by us, by me or Mata. She never had any proof. And once one devotee asked her, how do you know that Marīci is really so evil? And so she answered, and this is also documented and archived. She answered, I don't know, but if the Sangha is saying that Marīci is a witch and Marīci is an evil, who am I to decide? I have to believe the Sangha. So this is the philosophy inside the Sangha of Ram Bahadur Bomjon. And now, if someone is really Buddha and if someone is really a guru, that person should instruct his devotees that this is not spirituality, this is not leading to enlightenment. Who had been led to enlightenment, to Buddhahood, by accusing other people to be witch? This is absurd. This never happened. people reach enlightenment by having an approach to each and every person like to themselves. Love your brother as you love yourself. And people don't get Buddhahood through pointing to witches. This is witch, this is a magician, this is a sorcerer, this is this. And Dharma Sangha is teaching them to be like that. Dharma Sangha is encouraging them. Because it's inside his jungle, inside his Halkhoriya compound. And unfortunately, this kind of witch dharma, because how other to call this witch dharma, is spreading like a virus. And currently, even the Prime Minister of Nepal had supported Dharma Sangha. I think in the lack of any information and in the lack of any interest, actually, in who he actually is in real life. Because it's very easy to show people just his speeches and the writings about the speeches, but it's not the proof. The proof is on the ground, the proof is on his everyday life and actions. And by now many people who had stayed with Dharma Sangha came to me telling me about his gossips against me, even in Sinduli or anywhere where smaller groups had been gathering with Dharma Sangha. He is speaking very differently from the big, crowded, pathetic speeches. In Sinduli 2012, some foreigners asked him carefully, Guruji, there is this Marīci case, should we not deal with her? Should we not offer her compassion or some reconciliation? And Dharma Sangha, it was reported to me by one devotee, he answered, no, because you would take on Marīci's karma. You should not show compassion to Marīci and you should just forget about her, he told, because then you take on her karma. And the people accepted this, because they accept everything the Guru is telling. But is this a Guru? Can a Guru tell this? Because this is a direct teaching to be uncompassionate with a person who is suffering or who had been suffering. And not just by anyone or anything, but this person, Marīci, had been suffering from their own violence and sexual abuse. But he is teaching them not to care about it, forget about her. This was documented to me personally by one devotee, but also others wrote me in emails, other witnesses. So these kind of gossips, which Dharma Sangha is acting out in small circles, are very, very different from the big speeches and the writings about it. And so the politicians and the big personalities, they don't bother with checking out the real life, the real situation in Halkhoriya, and to check out if the witnesses and the victims were real. They just check out what is the overall teaching of that person in the public. And of course Dharma Sangha knows how to speak nicely about meditation and Guru and God and principles. Everyone knows it. Very many people know how to speak, how to make a spiritual speech. But this doesn't mean that the actions of that person are 100% the same. So I wanted to speak about this witch accusations in Nepal, in Halkhoriya, by the Sangha of Dharma Sangha, which is a very, very serious matter, because you probably know from my other videos and writings that the direct conclusion of this witch accusations of Dharma Sangha, by Dharma Sangha, had been that he encouraged his Sangha to attack me and torture me 2 times. In October 2011, when I had been saved by Simra friends, and I stayed only 1 day. And the next time he invited me directly to Halkhoriya in December 2011, to December the 28th, and then he kidnapped me and kept me there 3 months in extreme torture, beatings. They cut my hair, they brought excrements, the same activity which is known in Nepal as a treatment for witches. And the same story was with Mata. Mata was also emaciated, her hair was cut and her left hand seems to be broken. My both hands had been broken and rebroken by Dharma Sangha's Mulam Lama. And Darshan Subbalimbu, his attendant, who is still his nearest devotee and bodyguard, this Subbalimbu had got the order from Dharma Sangha, I suppose, to rape me, to sexually abuse me about 4 or 5 times. So this is the conclusion. This is where does it lead when the people around him are not following pure path, Buddhism or any divine path, but they are following just encouragement, incitements, and his witch Dharma. It's not a real Dharma. Real Buddhist Dharma never caused anyone to be accused of being witch, and a real Buddhist Dharma is non-violence. Even the Dalai Lama is teaching non-violence. So Dharma Sangha is not doing non-violence, he is speaking non-violence, but that is enough for the people, only to hear verbally, and that is enough for his Sangha, and that is enough for his political friends. But many people had been accused of attacking him, making sorcery, magic. In the beginning, me myself, I was also believing in this. I came